Welcome back. Let's get my next guest out. He's one of our best-loved actors with very good reason. It's Mr. Warwick Davis. Hi, Warwick. Good to see you again. I apologise. The view you were getting there must have been truly horrible.
Yeah, this is slightly unnerving, actually, sitting here, because I got a full view. Actually, when you're done with those, can I have them as a pair of trousers?
They're yours, OK? They're absolutely yours. It's great to see you again. Man, you're so busy at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah, there's lots going on. Yeah, I'm just sort of riding the wave at the moment.
OK, there's Life's Too Short. There's an Easter special.
Absolutely, yeah.
Coming up. Perspectives, you did a documentary the other day. It was terrific. We'll talk about that maybe. An Idiot Abroad. You've been travelling with Carl Pilkington around the globe. Very funny show there. Let's start with that, shall we? For a start, have you been places you haven't been before? I guess you have. And what's he like as a travelling companion?
Yeah, I mean, on the show I got to travel to places I wouldn't normally go on holiday. You know, I'm not very adventurous when it comes to travel. But for the show, yeah, we got to go to India, China, and yeah, Carl, I mean, a lot of people say, is he really like that? And he is. I spent 5 weeks with the man, and that is exactly what he's like, you know.
If you haven't seen the show or heard him working with Ricky, they do a radio show and a podcast together now, he's kind of quite blunt in his assessment of situations, isn't he?
He's honest. I mean, he says what a lot of us think, but he has no filter, and he just says it. And, you know, there are occasions on the trip, you know, I was sent along to try and make Carl, you know, realise that the world wasn't such a bad place and to try and get him to see things through different eyes. But there were occasions when I agreed with him, you know, and I didn't let him know that, of course. But, you know, I was thinking, yeah, he's got a point.
So you wouldn't say it out loud, but you enjoyed seeing him do that?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me about some of the other countries, because there are different people, different cultures respond to people of your size very differently, don't they? There are some places where you're treated with suspicion, I guess, other places where you're seen as a token of good luck.
Of course, you know, cultures, you know, have their different mythology and history, and particularly down in Macedonia, Carl and I spent some time with the Romany gypsies down there. We had to stay the night in their camp and sleep in their caravan. And I was a little bit concerned when we got there because, you know, I've had experience with gypsies and some people from Ireland, believe it or not, who consider me to be lucky and will give me a little touch for luck. So you like that?
So will they ask first, or you just...
No, they don't. It's very surreptitious. They'll just come up. And I only when I saw the show back...
Did that man interfere with you in any way in the green room?
He's been eyeing me up, but he's not... I've kept one Depeche Mode between me and him at all times.
So you would encounter people come up... anywhere particular where they touch you? Is it...
the head seems to be the luckiest point on me, because...
so there we have a shot of you.
And I didn't notice all of this happening until I saw it back, and I was like, wow, they're all having a go, you know. I just thought, look at that. Sneaky.
So you see, that's interesting, because he's pretending he's just saying hello. He's like having a chat to him going, and by the way, and he's sort of snuck it in there.
Exactly. I mean, once I was actually going through a hospital, got in the lift, and a lovely gypsy lady followed me in there, and it's safe to say she got more than her fair share of luck that day.
OK.
Don't read anything into that.
So tell me about Life is Short. There's an Easter special coming up.
Can I just say, the special is on... It's on now. But, you know, the audience, they can decide, can't they?
Well, they will have decided if they're watching you talk about it now.
Well, we know, but I wanted the audience to decide. Do they want to watch me and Jonathan Ross or me and Val Kilmer?
I
think... What's the...
Bear in mind what you're competing with. Bear in mind, right now, we've got something quite special going on under this desk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? That is hard to resist.
There's no contest.
This is cutting-edge fashion styling. From the catwalks of Milan into your front room.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank God it's not in 3D. OK, so how was it working with Val Kilmer? Because Val Kilmer, of course, and those who know Warwick's career will know this, but you worked with him when you were just a kid, really, when you were first starting out acting,
when I was 17, 25 years ago.
Wow.
Willow celebrates its anniversary this year, 25 years.
And that was a big film for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was the first film for me where I wasn't hidden behind some sort of furry mask or a goblin head, you know, and it was about was about acting, basically, at that point.
Yeah.
So it was great to get back together with Val on screen for the first time in 25 years for the special.
And you're working there with, you've got, because Ricky loves doing this on his shows. He has a kind of cast of regulars he draws on now.
Yeah.
There's Barry from EastEnders, Sean, of course.
Absolutely.
And then you've got Keith Chegwin in this. And who's the other guy who's in this?
Les Dennis.
Les Dennis, OK.
Yeah, the legends, the Holy Trinity.
There you go.
Ricky actually refers to them as the Twat Pack. It's an affectionate name. No, they're terrific in this. I mean, what's great about them, you know, obviously we know Sean's work from EastEnders, but Les and Keith, they're just terrific actors as well, you know, in a serious sense. You know, the show's got a lot of comedy, but also a little bit of pathos in it.
And they don't mind setting themselves up at all, do they?
No.
They have fun doing that.
I mean, look at those shirts.
Yeah, of course. And the other thing I wanted to congratulate you on was the perspectives you did here on ITV. It went out last week. I don't know how many people saw it, but it was a remarkable programme. When I first started, I thought, well, maybe this is going to be a bit, you know, not crass is the wrong word, but a bit odd, you know. But you covered the true story of what we refer to as the Dwarfs of Auschwitz.
Absolutely,
If people didn't see him, briefly, can you just tell us, because you can find it on ITV Play, you can find it online, I know.
Yeah. It's the story of the Ovitz family, who formed an entertainment troupe called the Lilliput Troupe. And they entertained around Eastern and Central Europe before the war, and they were Jewish as well. And once the Jews started to be rounded up, they were indeed caught up in all of that and sent to Auschwitz-Birkenau. And of course, if you were in any way physically disabled or, you know, women and children, they were all immediately sent to the gas chamber. But for the Ovitz family, because there were 7 of them, and they were all related, half-brothers and sisters, they were of interest to Dr. Mengele, who was the crazy Nazi doctor, who wanted them for his work, as he called it. And so they were saved from immediate death and were subject to experiments. But it's a miraculous story of them sticking together and surviving this and kind of human spirit, really, and maintaining dignity throughout. You know, and it's a story of hope, I suppose, in a sense. But there were some, I mean, you know, doing the documentary was very harrowing because you learned of such horrendous things that occurred and there were millions of people that died. But this is one story of hope from within all of that.
It's a remarkable story and it's a very skillfully made documentary, so congratulations to that. It's on ITV Play if you want to watch it, and I recommend you do. It really is. And it's not, as Warwick said, it's not depressing and bleak. I mean, obviously, that's the backdrop to the whole story, but it's actually a story of great survival and great kind of human courage.
Absolutely.
Isn't it? And family. So, congratulations. I'm
Thank you very much.
Very pleased you got to make it, and I very much enjoyed watching it. Thank you so much for coming on the show. It's lovely to see you again. Mr. Warwick Davis, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Great star. After the break, I'll be chatting to Dave Garn, Martin Gore and Andy Fletcher of Depeche Mode, and they will also be performing live, so don't go away. See you in a couple of minutes.